Alrighty, so this is the third year of the walk around for the Civic. Quite a lot has changed on it. I'll go over honestly the major things, but obviously a lot of small things. The car is pretty dirty. I've had it parked outside for a little while, so unfortunately it's been getting dirtier every day. I need to clean it. Just haven't really had a good excuse for that, so bear with me on that. But yeah, so I'll just go over the big major things that I've done to it. So one of the main things I've done, probably as you noticed, these are Gramlite 57 DRs. They are 18 by 9.5 plus 38 offset. These are in the bronze too. Had them for probably around a year now. Awesome wheel. I love the 6-spoke design. One of my favorites. This and the TEs are probably my two favorite. Yes, I'm basic as hell. It's okay. And honestly, the TEs kind of have like they have like an OG look. So I feel like for like, I guess 8 gens and below, it looks really good, like S2000s and stuff like that. But for 9 gens, I feel like the Gramlites are the perfect candidate because it looks a little bit more modernized, but it's like right in the middle between the both of them. So really enjoy the bronze. They don't really get dirty. Even though this car is really dirty, the wheels still look pretty clean. I autocross on RPF 1s in a 17 by 9 35 offset. Those are awesome. I like the silver on those. I feel like the silver fits this car way better than any other color. I had white on white. I tried a bunch of different colors, but to be honest, the silver I think hits the best for this color scheme that I've got going on. So I wanted to get a set of Gramlites, but in 17s instead, and in silver. In person, the bronze looks really good, but on the camera and at certain times of the day, the bronze gets a little too dark. Did the brakes, yes, slotted and drilled. Some people don't like it. I know it doesn't really have a whole lot of benefits. To be honest, I thought it just kind of looked cool. Repainted the calipers red. I have a little bit of a better pad on the wheels right now, but nothing too crazy, nothing like track level yet. We'll get there when we need to. I don't have the center caps. I go back and forth. Sometimes I wish I had the center caps, sometimes I don't. I kind of like the more exposed look. A different exhaust. This one is the FullRace. As you can see with the plate cover, I have the FullRace Catback exhaust. This is like number 4, number 3. I don't know how many exhausts I've gone through now. I actually tried to save some money and I went with the Rev 9, basically the copy of the FullRace, and it wasn't too bad. I did enjoy it, but I think eventually, I don't know if it was the way I drove it or anything, but I guess the sound deadening material, the resonator and stuff like that, kind of shot out, so it ended up sounding a little raspy towards the end of it, and it got a little bit louder as it broke in. I eventually had to get rid of it and just get the real deal. So this one hasn't changed. It broken in by now. I've had it on for maybe like half a year. Sent it through autocross and everything like that, so it's still been holding up. It counters the Skunk 2 downpipe pretty well, and it is one of the quieter exhausts. So definitely recommend it if you're gonna go for a Catless downpipe like I do. But if you're gonna go anything but a downpipe, then you could probably get away with a little bit of the louder ones. Like, I heard the NVIDIA is actually pretty good as far as exhaust goes before the downpipe. So I got a Sparco QRT RC. It was either this or the Evo. This one has a bit more aggressive bolstering than the Evo. The Evo kind of fits a little bit more for a daily. It was either this seat or the pole position. The pole position is probably the best one. I've sat in it numerous times. It's really, really comfortable, especially for a daily. But once again, not really in that tax bracket. So eventually we'll get there, but I really am enjoying this seat. It is a good upgrade from the Bride that I had. Bride, however you say it. This fits a bit better. Still got the stock seats. If you have them, you know, they get dirty pretty easily. There's another dirty stain. Steering wheel cover. My sister did this, so props to her. It kind of got a little dirty. Got to wash it up a little bit. This is supposed to be a little bit more red, but it took her about a day or two. Obviously, depends on the person if you know how to stitch. This is definitely a nice little touch. And the shifter, so I think this is my second setup. That is a hybrid racing short shifter. I also do have hybrid racing shifter cables, so it's an amazing combination. Also have the base bushings. I don't think base bushings really do much for Acuity, but I basically got the whole hybrid setup. That's an SOS weighted shift knob. It's like the copy of the the NSX shift knob, the weighted ones. Pretty heavy, feels really good. I love the color combo. One of the best shifters you can get. This or the Acuity. I went with the hybrid just because I like the red way more. I've got the shifter boot plate cover, lower control arm covers. You could see down there. Easier to see when you're further back. Way more noticeable than you really think. Yes, it's just for show. They're just covers. The middle plate, I think it's the True Heart brace bar. Those were both made by the same guy. I think he goes by FB6 Snow. He has some type of sedan, but he does a lot of conversions for his Civic, and it's really a clean build. But he came up with that idea and the covers in the back. I am thinking of changing that to a Luffy one. One of my friends recommended me that because I don't really like how much plastic there is on this, and also it gives me all the info I need, but I kind of want it to be more clean. Like, I don't like the look of this. The Luffy one is more square, more simple. It's just a screen, so nothing too crazy. Now that I think about it, since I have Ktuner, I probably in hindsight should have saved up a little bit more just to get the version 2, the one that comes with the screen, because then I would just have all the info I really need. But you know, you learn. So the version 1.2 that I do have still works. And this is another angle of the seat if you guys were interested. Has all the FIA tags, so it's legit. I have the Sparco. I actually forgot to mention this. So I have the Sparco seat base brackets, or this is the base. This is a planted one, and then these are the side mounts. Yeah, Sparco side mounts, and the Sparco sliding rail. So before I had the Buddy Club one, but maybe it was just a mistake on my part, but I had some fitment issues with that. It was sitting a little too close to the center console, and this one still sits pretty close, as you can see. I have some like ghetto little extra seatbelt buckle thing extender, so I could reach the seatbelt better. And I know it's not technically holding super well because it's sitting over the seat, but that's temporary. I'll try and figure that out one day, but for now, that's just how it goes. I had a couple of my friends help me with this. Once again, very grateful for all the help I get when it comes to putting my mods on, but finally put the RBC Intake Manifold on. When I initially bought everything, we were kind of expecting it to... Oh, actually, that bolt is coming out. Oh, this is a cut to me doing an oil change. So it's kind of funny in that last clip, noticed some of the bolts were kind of loose, so I tightened them back up. I also noticed that my belt is getting a little torn for some reason, which is weird because that's pretty new. I put that on a couple months ago. Maybe it was an installation issue, I don't know. Running stock injectors, as you see down there. The P2R adapters is how you will use your stock ones. The stock ones are 310cc injectors. I figured that the OEM ones would do because I wasn't really looking for a ton of power gains out of this. Like, the power gains is a plus for sure, but I was really looking at it in the sound aspect of it, and honestly the feel. I heard that this feels way better than the plastic one that comes on the 9th gens, so pretty straightforward. Did the Ktuned coolant bypass there as well. Tapped the head. The thermal gasket, you can kind of see it. It's a Skunk 2 thermal gasket, so it keeps this significantly cooler than the engine. Helps with IATs, as well as the coolant adapter being helpful for IATs because it's not running through the manifold anymore. Got the manifold on a Facebook deal. It was already cut and it already came with the coolant bypass, so figured I had to go this route anyways. Have the rest of the PRL kit, which makes this install pretty straightforward. The only thing I will say is it'll be even easier if you don't cut it and you just put the untouched RBC, because you wouldn't need to do the Ktuned coolant bypass, because that's the only part that was really scary. Besides that, everything else is pretty easy to do. Granted, had some help as well. So this is the 3.5 inch Ktuned short ram. It was technically I had the full kit, so it was the one that I could convert into a cold air if I want to. The box is right over there, but decided to do a short ram once again daily. I worry about the rain I get over here, and I didn't want to risk hydrolocking the motor. Figured this would sound better too because I could hear it better. Not too bad for, I guess, heat. It's kind of far away from the engine. There's ones that go directly right behind it, and that's really bad. And, you know, from owning the InGen, which was a true cold air intake, and it's sitting down there, was nice. IATs were really, really good. But yeah, as I said, it's my daily. Don't want to worry about rain when it comes to that. Especially since the fender liner's down there. It's been like, that's like the second or third eBay one at this point. So I don't want to worry about that. It's not even the OEM one, so I feel like water definitely gets in there. Sure, I put on a hydro sock and everything, but still, there's just that risk. It comes with the battery relocation kit. The one, usually the battery sits up here. The InGen one kind of moved it to the side. This one puts it all the way down there. Not the best, to be honest. I'm not super happy with it being down there, especially since you have to do a bit of wiring changes, like the terminals and all that. And you have to get a different clutch line. But also, you know, changing the battery is going to be a hassle. Gonna have to take off the intake, gonna have to do some adjustments just to get to the battery. And it's also pretty low, so it's not my favorite kind of conversion, but it works. Definitely out of the way. But if you want to jump anybody, or if you want to change your battery, it's going to be kind of a pain. One day I think I'll get the hybrid racing or the Acuity one. That makes it sit right over there because I got all this space. Once again, these are the hybrid racing short shifter cables to go with the short shifter, so it feels really, really good. Yeah, no, the RBC is good. I'm getting tuned with Ktuned. We're on calibration, I think 11 now, so we've been through a couple of calibrations for sure. Still dialing it in a little bit here and there, and driving pretty good, pulling pretty well. And power is honestly better than I was expecting. I think he hasn't given me the final numbers, but based off of just things I've seen online and the way that it's running, is that I feel it's around 210 and 215, which which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. If I really wanted to go for gains, would have went this ported, would have got the throttle body bigger, would have probably actually ran the cold air intake. I know people do the RDX injectors or injector dynamics, like just different injectors. If I want to do all of that, then sure, I would be chasing power, but this was all pretty bolt-on, and so wanted to keep the drivability pretty close to stock as possible. And the gains is just a plus out of it. I have to do a valve adjustment on the car soon. It's at 94,000 miles right now, so it's coming up to that. Was thinking to make the valve cover wrinkle red. Maybe a fuel rail, we'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling, but yeah, it's been pretty good. And I'll give you guys some sound clips.